Shirley MacLaine's continued refusal to watch this particular episode. She shot in 1970. On April 24, 1934, Shirley MacLaine was born in Richmond, Virginia. Shirley MacLean Beaty is her full name. Even at an early age, she was adamant about following her own path and always had a strong will. She grew up in a creative household. Her father, Ira Owens Beaty, was a professor who encouraged her to be intellectually interested, and her mother, Kathleen Beaty, was a drama teacher who encouraged her to study art. In this environment as a child, Shirley developed a deep affinity for self-expression, storytelling, and performing. Her life's work would be defined by these factors. When Shirley was younger, her love of performing was originally expressed via dance. She put a lot of effort into her ballet training, and although she had a lot of talent, her naturally tall stature ultimately led her to other kinds of stage performances. By high school, she was already heavily involved in theater plays, where she developed the self-control and stage presence that would serve her well in her future work. When Shirley arrived to New York City as a child, she was hired as a Broadway chorus dancer. Her courage was rewarded. Her big break came when she was asked to stand in for the lead in the television program The Pajama Game in 1954. Since then, this incident has become a Broadway legend. Hollywood director Ira Wallace was impressed by her performance and promptly signed her to a contract with Paramount Pictures. His Hollywood career took off almost immediately. She made her film debut in The Trouble with Harry, 1955, a dark comedy directed by Alfred Hitchcock. She distinguished herself from other stars of the era with her distinct beauty, quick wit, and inherent charm. She established herself as one of the industry's most versatile actors in the late 1950s and early 1960s, delivering remarkable performances in films such as Irma la Douce, 1963, The Apartment, 1960, and Some Came Running, 1958. Collaborating with renowned filmmakers such as Billy Wilder and Vincente Minnelli. She possessed a unique ability to strike the ideal balance between comic timing and emotional depth. She never limited herself to a single kind of art or music. Shirley worked on TV, in live performances, and in movies. She also authored best-selling memoirs. She gained recognition for more than simply her acting over time. She was also renowned for being candid about topics that many well-known individuals shied away from discussing, such as faith, reincarnation, and metaphysics. Some of her novels, such as Out on a Limb, 1983, sparked conversations and got people to consider living outside of their comfort zones. Shirley didn't apologize for her spiritual excursions, but some reviewers didn't take them seriously. Her admirers adore her because of her honesty, which is just this. For her work in films, Shirley received multiple Academy Award nominations. Her portrayal of Aurora Greenway, the complex and acerbic mother in terms of endearment, earned her the Best Actress Oscar in 1983. Because it demonstrated her ability to portray a character's strengths and weaknesses, many regarded it as one of her best roles. She became one of the greatest of her era as a result. She is a true star of the performing arts, having received numerous honors throughout the years, such as the AFI Life Achievement Award, an Emmy, and a Golden Globe. In addition to recounting her personal narrative, Shirley MacLaine's seminal 1983 book Out on a Limb detailed her journey through faith, mysticism, and the study of the metaphysical. For a Hollywood star of her caliber at the time, MacLaine's beliefs in reincarnation, karma, and a higher awareness were all controversial, but she was forthright about them in this work. Because it provided an honest look at her quest for inner truth and the issues she encountered with relationships, popularity, and personal development, the book was adored by readers worldwide. 5 years later, in 1988, it was made into a television film with the same name since it was so well-liked and had such a significant cultural impact. This helped spread awareness of her spiritual journey. The movie, in which MacLaine starred, encapsulated her life experience and her quest for self-awareness. Her reputation as an insightful and brave artist who didn't hesitate to tackle unconventional subjects was further enhanced by this. MacLaine's successful comeback to the big screen during the following decade showcased her versatility and acting prowess. She demonstrated her ability to play both serious and humorous characters in the 1990 films Postcards from the Edge and Waiting for the Light with powerful, unforgettable performances. MacLean had the opportunity to portray a mother negotiating her daughter's difficult life in Postcards from the Edge, which was based on Carrie Fisher's semi-autobiographical novel. The character was intricate and multi-layered. In contrast, Waiting for the Light demonstrated her ability to write a family story that strikes a balance between comedy, tenderness, and emotional depth. With these parts, she regained her fame as one of Hollywood's most captivating actors, captivating audiences with a blend of charm and seriousness. Throughout the 1990s, when MacLean starred in a number of successful films that received positive reviews and box office receipts, the trend continued. In the 1992 film Use People, she received accolades for her nuanced and sincere portrayal of a strong, assertive mother navigating family matters and the intricacies of love. In the 1994 film Guarding Tess, she portrayed a former First Lady with her trademark wit and strong presence. She engaged in a light-hearted game of wits with her co-star Nicolas Cage. Later, in Mrs. and Winterbourne *, 1996, MacLean demonstrated her ability to play characters that were both intelligent and captivating by fusing comic timing with elegance in a way that worked wonders. Her popularity grew over time as a result of these films, which also solidified her status as a versatile actress who excelled at comedy and drama. When Shirley MacLaine directed Bruno for the first time in 2000, she broadened her artistic horizons. Her ambition to experiment with narrating stories from behind the camera was evident in this project. She was able to apply her artistic vision to design the script, the performances, and the entire production in this play with social commentary, demonstrating her versatility beyond acting. MacLane's on-screen work continued to garner her accolades throughout the 2000s. Her performances in Hell on Heels, The Battle of Mary Kay, 2002, a television film about the beginnings of the cosmetics industry, and In Her Shoes, 2005, where she added emotional nuance and insight to the narrative, earned her nominations. She established her name as a talented and well-respected TV and movie veteran by portraying renowned characters with her typical poise and gravity in Sisterhood and Self-Discovery, 2007, and Coco Chanel, 2008. When MacLaine released I'm Over All That and Other Confessions in 2011, she returned to her writing career. This best-selling memoir offered readers a humorous and candid glimpse into her life. She discussed love, marriage, relationships, her own accomplishments and failures, and her opinions on domestic life in her candid book. She performed all of this with her typical charm and wit. For both admirers and aspiring authors, the book became a cultural touchstone. It demonstrated her ability to engage audiences not just with her acting but also with her poignant tales and astute remarks about the complexity of life. Since her portrayal of Martha Levinson on the hit television program Downton Abbey in 2012, Shirley MacLaine has demonstrated her exceptional acting abilities. Her portrayal of a matriarchal character who was intelligent, elegant, and emotionally complex captivated audiences and blended in well with the show's elaborately constructed upper-class setting. Her performance gave the show additional weight and demonstrated that, after years of a prosperous career, MacLaine is continuously developing as an artist, taking on new challenges, and making an impact on both new and returning audiences. Shirley continued to act until old age. She starred in popular TV series like Downton Abbey and films including Steel Magnolias, 1989, Bernie, 2011, and The Last Word, 2017. Despite being in her 80s, she still has a lot of energy and is quite engaged in life. She is a living example of how vitality and creativity can develop into more meaningful forms of expression rather than fading with age. Shirley MacLaine's personal life, particularly her marriage and romances, has long piqued people's curiosity. It's nearly as fascinating as her extensive and lucrative career in theater and film. They married Steve Parker, a businessman, in 1954. MacLaine's Hollywood career was just getting started at the time. Before divorcing in 1982, they were wed for over 30 years. A lengthy and challenging period of her life came to an end with this. Together, Parker and MacLaine had a single child. In 1956, their daughter Sachi Parker was born. Sachi grew up with her mother receiving a lot of attention. She gained a unique perspective on the glamour and pressures of being linked to a Hollywood star as a result. However, even within the frequently startling social circles of Hollywood, MacLaine had a different perspective on marriage and relationships. She discussed her marriage to Steve Parker in an open interview with Oprah Winfrey in April 2011 while promoting her book I'm Over All That. This declaration demonstrated MacLane's strong belief in individual liberty and willingness to defy authority. It reflected her conviction that commitment didn't always have to follow the rules and that sexual and emotional relationships might take many forms. In addition, MacLaine admitted to Winfrey that she frequently fell in love with the lead actors she collaborated with on films, indicating that her personal and professional life occasionally overlapped. She acknowledged that there were two significant exceptions to this rule: Jack Lemmon from The Apartment and Irma La Douce, and Jack Nicholson, who collaborated with her on terms of endearment. These outliers demonstrate that, despite their intense connection, MacLaine was able to maintain professional and personal boundaries with some of Hollywood's top stars. In addition to her professional engagements, MacLaine was involved in several notable and historically significant alliances. She had an affair in the 1960s with Lord Mountbatten, a well-known public figure and British royal. This connection demonstrated MacLane's captivating personality both in her personal and professional life and gave her personal tale a depth of global interest. She had a personal connection as well. A politician from Australia named Andrew Peacock has led the Liberal Party twice. She is interested in influential persons outside of the entertainment industry, as evidenced by her relationship with him. These connections demonstrate the diversity of MacLane's emotional and social life. They portray a woman who was genuinely engaged with intelligent, powerful, and frequently complex companions. Actress Shirley MacLaine is well-known yet enigmatic, and her work crosses several genres and decades. Fans and movie critics alike are fascinated by her peculiar and intriguing habit. She has stated that there is one episode, more precisely, one film, from her past that she will never see again, despite her renowned expertise and willingness to perform a wide variety of roles. The project in question is Two Mules for Sister Sarah, a Western comedy from 1970. Clint Eastwood, one of Hollywood's most well-known and enduring leading men, co-stars with MacLaine. Although the film went well and is today regarded as a Western genre classic, MacLane's decision to not work on it again reveals a lot about her artistic and personal boundaries. It was uncommon for a nun and a soldier to be together during the Mexican Revolution, and the episode in question, Two Mules for Sister Sarah, combined humor and action. Additionally, there were clues concerning the backstage activities that MacLaine herself has discussed. Working with Clint Eastwood, who at the time was establishing his gruff, silent persona in Western films, was challenging for MacLaine. In interviews, she has been candid about having a strong personality and wanting to direct her own performances, which can be challenging for Eastwood, who is renowned for approaching acting in a direct and uncomplicated manner. She claims that the tension created by their disparate styles persisted long after the filming was finished, making her uneasy at the prospect of seeing the picture again. MacLaine has stated that he detests working with Eastwood on this film. Perhaps he ought to state that he detests it to the core. It goes beyond simple distaste. It demonstrates how much she values artistic ethics and how she becomes upset when her creative vision is constrained or suppressed. Reliving the sensation of being creatively repressed is not appealing to MacLaine, whose acting career has been characterized by taking risks, making significant decisions, and defying Hollywood's expectations. By declining to watch Two Mules for Sister Sarah, MacLaine is assuming ownership of her own body of work. She is deciding which aspects of her profession she would prefer to forget and which she would prefer to leave untouched. This rejection also reveals a fascinating aspect of MacLaine's character, her self-awareness and her lack of guilt about her life or her art. Many performers revisit their previous roles, either to reflect on or to honor them. MacLaine's decision demonstrates how carefully she discusses her past. It demonstrates that the lady is aware of her ideals, her joys, and the things that irritate her or don't align with her identity. Because of the story about how much she despises Clint Eastwood in this film, people are much more intrigued by her. It gives her a more genuine feel and demonstrates that even celebrities struggle with other people and the difficulties of collaborating with others in a field that is frequently dominated by ego and divergent artistic viewpoints. There is more to Shirley MacLaine's refusal to watch Two Mules for Sister Sarah than a simple argument with a co-star. It demonstrates her rigorous artistic standards and her way of life. Her remarkable accomplishment has been fueled by her uncompromising independence and restrictions. It serves as a reminder that the actions performers take on set can affect them for years or even decades after the filming is over. These encounters have the power to alter their perspective on their work and the way they choose to engage with its legacy. Although most people believe that memories are ageless, MacLean believes that some are too recent, too bothersome, or too connected to difficult moments in the past to be relived. Films.